Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. You've clicked on this video probably because your life is in somewhat of a shitty situation right now, and I can relate to this because not long ago I've also personally went through a period of, I would say, one of my lowest points in life. And so I just want to share with you guys a few key mentalities that really pulled me out of the rut, and just to give you guys a reassurance that everything's going to be okay. Whatever you're going through right now, trust that it's just a transitional period, and all changes and failures lead to growth and breakthroughs as long as you can get yourself back up, and as long as you don't give in to whatever bad situations you're in right now. Also remember that the universe will not give you situations that you cannot handle, and so do not give up. Just don't give up, okay? Okay. And without further ado, let's start with the first key mentality. And the first key mentality is that no matter what's going on, do not doubt your worth. And I really hope that you guys can anchor this in your head, because it's really easy for people, or for me at least, to doubt my worth or my ability when I feel rejected, or when faced with failures or just things not working out for me. But you really shouldn't let any external situations or external circumstances define your value or your worth. When you do that, you're basically blocking your perception to perceive opportunities that could potentially pull you out of the rut, or like pathways for you to get out of whatever situation you're in. There's literally a phenomenon in development economics called psychological based poverty trap. It's basically a situation where the agents or the people involved are stuck in poverty due to them perceiving themselves as not having the ability, or feeling hopeless, like just psychology, like their thoughts and stuff. They don't even try to take opportunities to get out of this poverty that they're in, even when opportunities are present. And I think this concept can be translated into each and every one of us, because we're all human beings, right? And if another human being's experiencing this, it's likely that we can experience this as well. And from my experience, people do experience that a lot, like at least myself, because what I've noticed is that when I doubt my worth from external circumstances, or like rejections, failures, the reason why I would put air quotes around the term failure is because I think even though we can fail many times before we actually reach our goal, as long as we don't decide to give up, as long as we don't give up, we have really just not failed. It's just like a little hiccup or an obstacle for us to overcome and to improve ourselves and to grow. But when you think to yourself like, oh, I can't overcome this because I just don't have the ability, or only other people can do this, like I'm just like such a failure, I can do this. Like when you think of yourself like that, or when you talk to yourself like that, you're basically placing a mental prison on yourself that's preventing you from taking action, and you're confining yourself with your self-limiting beliefs. This is really scary in my opinion, and it's also pretty common, at least in my case, because it immobilizes you, and then you feel scared and you don't even feel worthy of taking whatever opportunity that's present for you to like get out of whatever situation that you're in. But if you don't try, you will never know. And even if you try, if you have a self-doubting energy, or if you're subconsciously thinking that you're not worthy of the opportunity, or whatever you're whatever actions you're going after, just if you're coming from an insecure place, this energy is going to translate into every little detail that you do in your action, you feel me? For example, if you're trying to find a job, even if on the conscious level you're like, okay, I'm gonna just like give it a shot, like what if I get in, but subconsciously you think of yourself as not worthy of this opportunity, then when you, for example, write your cover letter, or when you communicate with the interviewer, you're gonna give off an energy of not qualifying for this job, and your energy is gonna affect the other person. And think about it, whether you're worthy of something, like it depends on what you have inside, like, right, like your inner world. And other people can never know what exactly you have on the inside, because if we can all telepathically communicate and just like see other people's truth, then there won't even be like interviewing process or things like education that signals you have the ability or something like that. What that means is that other people can only form a perception based on how you portray and carry yourself. And if you are carrying yourself from a place of not worthy and doubting your worth, then it's going to affect how other people see you, and it's going to affect how other people perceive you. And over time, this self-limiting beliefs of yours is going to get reinforced by how other people react to you. But actually, other people's reactions are being very highly affected by how you carry yourself, if that makes sense. Which brings me to my next point. My next point is, don't rush to make decisions or take actions from an insecure place. Because what I've noticed is that when I face a failure, a rejection, or just bad situations in life, I tend to, like, my first reaction would be to doubt my worth and to just really think really negatively of myself. I don't know why, but I just have that tendency. Like, I would literally talk to myself in my head and be like, damn, you're just such a failure. Like, dude, I hate myself. Like, literally, I would have that kind of conversations going on in my head. But how I counter it is literally to tell myself to not think that way, and to tell myself that I, as a human being, am innately worthy and I'm powerful. Why am I powerful? Because I have the ability to learn, I have the ability to improve, I have the ability to grow from hard situations. That's literally so inspiring, right? Like, whatever challenges and obstacles that you throw at me, I'm not gonna give up. I'm always gonna face it head on, and I'm always going to come back 10 times stronger. Like, that's how I talk. That's how I counter it. It's basically like two opposing voices, but I would always try to focus my attention on the more positive ones, or at least I'll sometimes literally speak it out loud. I'll literally say it out loud if that's going to help me more. And the reason why you don't want to rush from an insecure place is what I've explained earlier. When you're stressed or really anxious, your vision field literally, like, biologically becomes narrower, and you're just gonna be hyper fixated on whatever that's causing you stress. And this, I actually learned it from a neuroscientist that I really look up to, and people around me have commented that I'm a little bit obsessed with him, which I agree because I really admire his work. His name is Huberman. I would really recommend you guys to check out his channel because his podcasts are just really informative and very science based, with a central theme of helping human beings to become a better self, to be more in control of ourselves, and to just live a happier life and healthier life. So highly recommend his channel. Okay, but yeah, back to why you wouldn't want to take actions or make decisions from an insecure place. So if you're gonna be hyper fixated on this stressful situation, you're not going to be able to perceive the best possible outcome, because your mental frame, like your mindset right now, is literally coming from a very fixated place. Like, you need to broaden up your perception in order to perceive better outcomes or better solutions, right? Even Albert Einstein said that. I'm not sure if this is like word to word, but he basically said that you can't solve problems with the same thinking that caused them in the first place, which very much makes sense, right? And also, like, another thing that I learned from Huberman is that when you're really stressed mentally, it's really hard to change how you think, like your mind, with your mind. Like, it's just really hard to just change how you're thinking by telling yourself to not think about it, because you're just gonna be like still really stressed and really fixated. So when situations like that happen, what Huberman recommended is that you change your mind, you control your mind with your body, either through breath work or through exercising, like just moving your body and shift your focus from inside your head onto your body. And my favorite ways to recenter my energy is to first detaching from the situation. Like, I'm just gonna be like, okay, accept whatever that's going on, like accept, but I'm just gonna mentally like detach. Like, I'm not gonna even like stress about this right now. Like, I'm just gonna give myself some time and space to find my inner peace and inner tranquility. And then I would either take a hot shower with the intention of clearing my mind and nourishing my body, because how I see things is that if I really don't know how to take action or how to act right now, best thing for me to do is to pour love into myself, to give myself more care and love and attention, right? And so I would take a hot shower with the intention of loving myself and taking care of myself. Another way that I think is really helpful is to clean up your space, like organize your surroundings, because when your surroundings are like a mess and things are just everywhere, it's actually harder to think with a clear mind, because your energy is gonna be like scattered and everywhere. And so cleaning up your surroundings is in and of itself a very therapeutic thing to do. I know a lot of people already like know this, but I just wanna, I don't know, like remind you guys maybe that you still have this option to take. And my third technique in getting out of the rut, and this technique is what I would do when I feel like stuck in a bad situation or bad phase of my life for a long, and this technique is that I would help another person, because helping others, like when you're in a place of bad luck or just bad situations, it's a very, very quick way for you to raise your vibration. By raising your vibration, I mean you change your mental frame, your mindset into a better place by putting yourself in a state of giving. Because when you give, it's when you feel abundant, right? And it just, what I've noticed is that whenever I help another person or give more to people around me and stuff, it very quickly puts me in a place of thinking more positively. And when I think more positively, solutions and my best next move would come to me quicker and more clearly. And when you can find that state of peace and tranquility, most of the time you can be sure the decisions you made or the actions that you've decided to take will lead to a better outcome compared to when you are acting from a very insecure and like anxious place. On the other hand, when you're able to find that state of peace and tranquility and then make a decision and know what to do next and stuff, there's also a possibility, or at least for me, to still be in a state of inaction because of fear of failure or fear of disappointing myself again. Again, this is really normal, but I just want to give you guys a dosage of encouragement and confidence to understand that if you don't take action, if you don't basically create more new energy and new opportunities, it's really hard for things to change because you don't even have that momentum yet. So if you already know what you're gonna do next, but you're just kind of like scared to get hurt again, just do it. Find the courage to just do it. And just remind yourself that you always have the ability to learn, to get more information, to even to ask for help. Because what I've recently learned is that vulnerability is actually very, very important in interpersonal connections, because when you ask for help, when you show other people your vulnerable side, it's basically a way of saying, hey, I need you, because as human beings, we're social animals, right? And there's no shame in asking for help, okay? And also give yourself credit when you actually take action towards a hard thing, because it's impressive when you overcome challenges, overcome your own inner fear to do something. You should recognize that within yourself too, okay? Yeah. And the third key mentality is understand that things happen for a reason, and when things happen, there are always previous events that are leading to the thing, like the situation, right? And also, I actually saw this on YouTube somewhere, but I don't really remember the source, so if the person, I don't know if you know the source, just comment down below and I will give credit. Basically, the statement goes something like, the only constant in everything that's happening in your life is yourself. And so when bad things happen, I would say most likely there's something to do with you. Like there's always something for you to learn. There's always a lesson for you to reflect on and grow and improve on. And so you won't fall into similar situations next time. You won't get stuck in negative cycles, if that makes sense. Because sometimes what I've realized about my life is that things do go in cycles. If you're not aware, if you're not mindful of what's going on in your life, and you just think of yourself as not having any control, basically meaning you have a fixed mindset versus a growth mindset, then you are most likely going to fall back into old cycles, and you're also missing out on a very, very valuable opportunity to learn and improve and grow. So just take accountability of things happening in your life without beating yourself up for it, because there's no point in doing that. We're all here to learn, and no matter where you are in life, there's always room for improvement and always room for growth. Then you might as well learn it from an empowered place and from a place that's actually conducive to you improving yourself. Because if you're beating yourself up, you're just constantly blaming yourself and just only looking at your faults without acknowledging the fact that you can learn and improve, and without forgiving yourself because you probably did the best you could with whatever information you have in the past. If you don't have compassion for your past self, it's going to be harder for you to climb back up from the rut. And also it's going to be a lot more harder for you to achieve whatever you want to achieve and to get to whatever you want to get to. So yeah, just be compassionate for your past self, and with that, love and forgiveness, do reflect on the situation and understand the lesson that it is trying to teach you, and learn the lesson and move on, you know? move on to a better direction. Like, I guarantee you, the moment you've learned something, it's just that like you've become a better self already. So I always try to be grateful for everything that's happening in my life, because literally the biggest growth I've experienced in my life comes from my lowest points. Like, you don't grow and improve from being in the place of comfort all the time. You learn and improve from difficult situations, from obstacles. So when situations like that happen, try to be in a state of being grateful for the situation, because it literally is giving you the opportunity to become a better self. You feel me? So yes, and yeah, that kind of leads into the next point. My next point is that trust that there is always a way. There's always going to be a way, a solution, or a breakthrough for you to get out of the rut. Don't get fixated on just one single opportunity or one single outcome, because there are literally so many opportunities out there that you are probably not even aware of. But when you get attached to just one single opportunity or outcome, or I don't know, path towards your goal, not only are you limiting yourself to this one opportunity, you're also basically setting yourself up for disappointment and discontentment. Because if this doesn't work out, because basically you're betting all of your happiness and fulfillment in yourself on one thing. Basically, yeah, placing all of your eggs in one basket. It's not a good strategy. Plus, it's not even true, because the amount of opportunities and paths to get to wherever you want to get to, and the amount of solutions that exist on this earth, on this plane, is literally limitless. Just never give up and never give in to whatever shitty situation you're going through right now. And moving on to the last and final key mentality that I'm going to share today, which is learn to go with the flow, because life is going to be ups and downs. It's just how life works. Okay, so like, I'm a big fan for tarot cards, because tarot cards actually taught me a lot of wisdoms in life. It's just interesting how you can learn so much wisdom from tarot cards. So basically, a card in tarot cards called Wheel of Fortune. It's like a wheel, and that card basically represents the wheel of time. And the idea behind it is basically, when you're at your ups, like your peak at life, you're not going to stay there forever. Like, eventually you're gonna come back down, because time just like rolls like that. And yeah, like, it makes sense, you're not gonna be like at your peak forever, right? And similarly, when you're at the bottom of your life, or like when you're at a very, very low point, you're not gonna stay there forever either. If you're at your low point, the only direction from now on is going to be up. So like, be excited, I guess. Be excited to see what's going to come next when you're in a state of like really, really low, because that's literally when people transform the most. And when you're at your low point, like when things just seemingly are not happening for you at all, and just or moving slowly, maybe it's just a time for rest and reflection. Maybe it's just time for you to think about what you actually want to accomplish in the upcoming chapter. It might be different from what you've decided for yourself in the past, and collect the seeds that you want to plant in the upcoming chapter. When you can like appreciate that life is going to be ups and downs, like life is just going to be fluctuating, it's going to make you feel very at peace when things happen. When you can feel at peace, no matter what your external situations are, you're basically in a very safe place, because you're emotionally in control. Like, internally, you're very strong and resilient. No matter what external things happen, you're always going to be able to pull yourself back up, because you are in a place of tranquility and peace. And so yeah, that concludes today's video. I really, really hope that this video can give you guys some reassurance that everything's going to be okay. And remember that the only person who can deem how worthy you are, how valuable you are, is yourself. So don't limit yourself by putting a limit on yourself, okay? Because remember that as human beings, we're just all limitless. We all have limitless potential. Appreciate this fact, understand this fact, recognize this power within you, and use it well to create your dream life. Yes, we're all magicians. We're all magical beings. We're creative beings. And if you like today's video, please give this video a thumbs up. If you want to see more contents like this, subscribe to my channel. And I know I've been kind of not uploading consistently in the past, because I was going through like semi-shitty situation in my life as well, and I just didn't really have the time and space. to do this, to film videos and to edit and to upload and stuff. And also what I've realized is that my routine, or like my foundations for my work and my life in the past was just like not strong enough, because it wasn't really built on a stable foundation, if that makes sense. Like before, I would prioritize whatever I'm doing and just not neglect my own personal care, I guess. Like I would compromise eating and sleeping and taking care of myself just so I can get whatever I need to get done. But now like that's not the right way to do things. And I'm learning. Like obviously I am still in my early 20s and I have so much to learn, and so I'm not beating myself up for it. But I do want to hold myself accountable for this. I just want to let my audience know that I will try. Like right now my goal is to upload every Monday consistently, and to really build up my routine to a point that it's like hella strong, like no external things can disrupt it, kind of, unless I've decided on a conscious level that it's best for me to compromise my routine to do whatever. But other than that, I really want a strong routine and strong workflow and strong personal care for myself. And when I'm able to do that, I will also share with you guys how I've built my routine back up from a place of really messy routine. But yeah, I'm really happy that you guys are here with me so we can all learn and grow together. And yeah, that concludes today's video. I really hope that it was helpful, and please stay healthy and stay safe. Drink a lot of water, stay hydrated, take good care of yourself, and love yourself, encourage yourself, see your own worth, remind yourself that you are powerful and you have the ability to create whatever life you want, like literally whatever dream life you want. You have the ability. Just take it one step at a time and celebrate every step of the way. Yeah, okay, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.